All right, so several of you told me that you had an especially difficult time solving number 3 on the gas law quiz we had in class. And so I'm going to work it out here a couple of different ways to see if it might be helpful. The problem told us that there were two gases, bromine and argon, gave us the molar mass of each of them. Molar mass of bromine, which of course is diatomic, is 160 grams per mole, and that of argon is 40 grams per mole. We know that the equation at this point, hopefully, that we need to use Graham's law. So we will just say rate of argon over rate of bromine. Doesn't matter if you put argon on top or bromine on top, you will get the right answer. And we know that those rates are inversely proportional to the square root of the molar masses. So molar mass of argon is 40, and that of bromine is 160. So there we have it set up vaguely. And something important to work this problem out is remember what rate is. Rate is amount, which will usually be moles in chemistry, over time. Just like when you drive down a highway, it's miles per hour. In chemistry, it's moles per hour or moles per minute, whatever. Since you know the value that's in both of these square roots, I would just go ahead. I think the easiest way to do this is plug that into your calculator. So the square root of 160 is 12.65, and the square root of 40 is 6.32. So now you can see that the rate of argon, the ratio of the rate of argon to the rate of bromine is 2. All right? What is that telling us? Okay? It's telling us that the rate of argon is 2 times faster than the rate of bromine. So before I work this out mathematically, some of you I think I can catch with just kind of thinking through this without even doing a calculation. So try to follow me in the next minute. If you can't, I'm going to go to the next page and work it out mathematically. So we know that argon is 2 times faster than bromine, right? So how long did it take bromine? How long did it take argon? It took argon 60 minutes. If argon is 2 times faster than bromine, how long did it take bromine? If argon was faster, that means it takes less time, right? Because rate and time are inversely proportional. If argon is faster, it's going to take less time. Bromine is slower. It's going to take more time. How much more time? Twice more time. So 60 times 2 is 120. That's actually the correct answer, is that the time it takes bromine is 120 seconds. Exactly twice the time it took argon, simply because argon's moving 2 times faster. If you followed that, awesome. If you didn't, don't worry. I'm going to work it out mathematically in the next page. So here's working that problem out mathematically. So here's the expression, hopefully you follow it on the last page, that the rate of argon is 2 times faster than the rate of bromine. Now to get to the final answer, what are we trying to solve for? We're trying to solve for the time that it took bromine. You need to remember that what rate is. Rate is amount, which is moles in this case, over time. Rate is moles over time. So that's what I did here. So I substituted the rate of argon is the moles of argon. The problem told us it was 1 times 10 to the minus 5 mole over the time it took argon, which is 60 minutes. The reason I switched it from 1 hour to 60 minutes is the problem wants the answer in minutes, not hours. And then, of course, the rate of bromine. The problem said the same amount, so I'm going to put 1 times 10 to the minus 5 moles of bromine, and we are trying to figure out how much time that took. So now, if you look at this mathematically, hopefully you see, whenever you see the same number on top and bottom, they cross out, cancel out just to be 1. So let's rewrite what we have when we cancel that out. We end up with 1 over 60 divided by 1 over x, and that ratio equals 2. Probably the easiest thing to do at this point would be to plug in what is 1 over 60, plug it into your calculator and get an actual decimal so we can simplify it. And let's see, 1 divided by 60 is, I'm going to write it on the right-hand side here. 1 divided by 60 is 0.0167. And then we have 1 over x on the bottom. Okay, we're on the home stretch. Let's go ahead and cross multiply. So anytime you only have one digit on one side, you can just put it over a 1 if that helps you visualize how to cross multiply. So what we have at this point is 2 times 1 over x equals 0.0167. We combine this, it's just 2 over x equals 0.0167. Now we need to cross multiply again. So then we get 2, or think of it as multiplying both sides by x, if that's easier for you to think of. So we end up with 2 equals 0.0167x, or x equals, got to divide both sides by 0.0167, x equals 2 over 0.0167. Guess what that's equal to? So 2 divided by 0.0167 is 120 minutes. All right. If you're not comfortable with algebra, that's tricky. You certainly want to practice and try, because this will likely be one of your choices for free response. If it totally overwhelms you, you can set it aside and focus on other things. I don't want you to obsess over it, but hopefully that was of some help. If anybody has an easier way to solve it that you'd like to share, that'd be awesome.